All right, guys, we are live. Episode 148 is Shooter's Mindset. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Co-host joining me today is Jennifer Seymour. What's going on, Jen?
Hey, everybody.
It's going pretty good. And the stars of the hour, we got Cheyenne and Dan Roberts in the house. What's going on, guys?
Hey, how are you, Anthony?
Good.
Hi, Jen.
I'm doing pretty good. It's it's weird. She's so confident in front of and I've seen she's done stuff in CNN. I know she's had these big bright lights and cameras in her face, but it's so weird to see it. You know what I mean? Like it's like no big deal. Who cares? I'm probably more nervous than she is right now. So we'll listen her up a little bit. But show sponsored by Tactical Shit. All right, shop.tacticalshit.com.
Did you see that he was on the Blaze? That TJ was on the Blaze?
Yeah, he was just. I believe he was just on the Blaze. I don't know, maybe an hour
Tonight?
or two ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's with Tommy on the Blaze. I haven't got a chance to see it, so definitely check that out. I know the focus of that conversation was that they believe some of these large social media websites are targeting large gun channels and taking them down. Because their page was taken down, I think, last week or 2 weeks ago or something like that, but they got it back. And, our channel was taken down mysteriously, too, on YouTube. And mysteriously we get it back and with no answer why. So they didn't get an answer why, we didn't get an answer why. We don't know. You can only speculate. I don't know for sure. Well, obviously we got it back, so that eliminates that. We have a discount code coming from Tactical Shit's website. Here coming up shortly. S3F Solutions. I have four. 2 black nitride and 2 TNI, which is titanium nitride, which is the gold barrel for the Glock 19. So match grade barrels. If you want for any other Glock, I know they only have them for Glocks right now, but if you want any other one, and I don't have it, which I only have for the 19, head over to s3fsolutions.com and you can go grab, for 22, for 35, for 34, whatever you guys got, and you want to trick out your Glock. It's a good way to do it. Also, Techwear USA for the finest competition jerseys. Excellent jackets they have, man. They're stellar jackets. I really like them. I still need to get one. They have the Techwell system, and for the single stack 1911 guys, the Magwell grip system, and they have the Tac Latch, which is AR-15 charging handle. It's an oversized AR-15 charging handle if you're into that. Q&A section, I believe it's shortly available while we still have Google Plus available until it moves to YouTube Live. But if you're watching on the YouTube feed, in the top right-hand corner, there is a place where you can put your questions live. Best way to do it, and the way I recommend, is head over to Shooter's Mindset Facebook page. There's a post that just went up, and Jen will field your questions from there if you put them in the comment section, okay? Also, the Shooter's Mindset app is available for iPhones and Android devices. So if you enjoy watching from the convenience of your cell phone, we're going to have Cheyenne and Dan featured on that app as soon as the broadcast gets terminated, and you can watch, get in trouble at work watching the Shooter's Mindset episode 148. And obviously we have theshootersmindset.com. It seems like my intros are getting longer and longer, but theshootersmindset.com, we're posting up new blogs where we got some products for sale over there. We got I just added the Tactical Rage total compensation system, so it's fully adjustable comp for 9, 308, and 556. So, and that's really taken off. So if you don't know about it, better ask somebody, because it's a new. All the cool kids are doing it. You should have one too. All right, let's kick this one off. So Cheyenne and Dan, for those who aren't familiar with you guys, you guys, like I said, you guys have been on a lot of major news programs. But for those who are, tell us a little bit more about yourself and how you got involved in competition shooting. So we'll start off with Cheyenne on this one, and then we'll move into Dan.
Okay, so I first got started to do competitive shooting pretty much when I showed a natural talent for it. It first started off when I took my first shot with on my dad's lap with his rifle, and then I got my first rifle when I was 7, which was a bolt action 22 cricket, and I started calling my shots and then hit them where I said I was going to hit them, and he asked if I wanted to go to a match and try it out, and I said yes, and it just pretty much led on from there.
I mean, shot calling at the age of 7 years old, that's a skill that GMs are still struggling with, right? Seriously. Like, I don't that's a really big skill set to be able to call your shots and call them accurately. That's a pretty big deal. Jen, are you able to call your shots pretty well?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the first competition she's talking about was the New Jersey State. At the time, it wasn't the NSSF. It was the Ruger Rimfire Championships in 2013, and I just asked her if she wanted to enter it kind of on a whim. I mean, we never had any idea that this is where things would be 3 years, 4 years later. And we both kind of did a double take when they were tallying up the points and they calling the placements, and they called her for second place in the state. And we both kind of looked at each other like, did they really just call your name?
Like, we stopped for a second, and then I walked off.
Dang. So second, your first major match, Ruger Rimfire Championship. That's like one of the biggest matches there is in Rimfire anyway. Well,
Yeah,
at least one of
in
those.
New Jersey, it's probably not as big as most states like Missouri and Idaho and Texas and Tennessee. You know, New Jersey's gun laws are horrible, but yeah, it was still a pretty big accomplishment for being a first major match.
At only 8 years old?
8, yeah. And then it just, like she said, it just kind of blossomed from there. It was kind of like, I think that was the point where maybe we both looked at each other and like said, you know what, maybe we're onto something here. Let's take this as far as you can.
Right on. Dan, tell us a little bit about your background a little bit, how you got involved in shooting yourself.
I kind of came about it, you know, I had a rifle when I was 7, growing up in New Jersey. My dad taught me in the backyard. It was a different time in the 70s and 80s. It wasn't any big controversy to do that. I remember fondly going hunting with my friends in middle school and high school after school, and police didn't care if 5 of us were walking down the shoulder of the road with slung shotguns during hunting season. Like I said, it was a different time. I never really got deeply into it till I moved to Florida in 2003. Primarily because I just didn't have a lot of time to do all of it, and also again, New Jersey's gun laws were very restrictive. And I got my instructor credentials when we were in Florida, and then started learning about IDPA and USPSA and 3-gun. Like I said in the pre-show, I was shooting 3-gun at a range outside of Orlando, Florida, when it wasn't even called 3-gun. And then moved back to New Jersey, took a break again, had to sell off a lot of my gun collection because they weren't New Jersey compliant. Had a couple kids, got busy with that for a while. But I always knew as an instructor and as a father, if I was going to have firearms in a house with children, it was very important to teach them at a very young age that they weren't toys, that they had to be respected, they had to be treated carefully, they had to learn how to handle them properly. So that's why I started training Shy on the 4 fundamental safety rules when she was 4.5, 5 years old. And like she mentioned, sitting her on my lap with a Ruger 1022 just so she could pull the trigger, hear what it sounded like, not be afraid of it. But I never in my wildest dreams did we ever expect this is where it would lead.
Right, and it's kind of it definitely exploded, and it kind of exploded pretty fast on you.
Very fast.
Yeah, now, and I think since I'm seeing a lot, especially in the rimfire world, definitely seeing a lot more younger.
Is he frozen to you, Dan?
Yeah, he just froze. Now I got you, but he froze.
Yeah, he's frozen. I think he was saying, though, that there's so many, it's just becoming inundated with the kids. The kids are taking over.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No, I've seen the same thing.
You're frozen, Anthony.
Okay.
To us.
I was about to say, that's kind of funny, actually.
Did we hold up, Jen, or just keep going?
Oh, we can keep going. There, he dropped out. He'll come back. When the connection gets bad, sometimes if you drop out, you can come back. Yeah, keep on. You can go ahead.
So what I was about to say was, we did the same thing, and about 2 years ago, we noticed that there was a lack of, I don't know how to put this, promotion of the junior shooting sports. I mean, there is 4-H, and they do a great job, and there's the Boy Scouts that do some stuff with merit badges still, and there's the Scholastic Shooting Sports Foundation. But there wasn't a group that really was promoting all of the junior shooting sports, whether it was skeet or trap or bullseye or three-gun or USPSA or anything like that, rimfire challenge. So we actually kind of identified that niche that was missing in the industry, and me and a business partner started Youth Shooters of America to be that vehicle to promote that the junior shooting sports, regardless of what it is. When Shy got it, kind of came on everybody's radar, I can't count how many phone calls and emails and messages I got from people all over the country, from parents asking, how do I get my kid into this? How do I get my kid into this? And we figured out that, if you're a parents in Topeka, Kansas, and your kid wants to do three-gun, but your local clubs just do skeet or trap, you really didn't have a resource to go to find out that information. So I've definitely seen a huge uptick in the interest in the shooting sports with the juniors and with the parents.
Yeah.
Well, and juniors, they're ruling three-gun right now. I mean, you look at Ashley Ruark and there's Tom Lackley that's here. He's a junior. He's killing it. There's so many. I can't even think of all of them, but there's just a ton of juniors that are really holding their own with the pros.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I know there's Nate. There's Nate. I don't know his last name's kind of tough, but
Daskwitz.
Yeah, he's all over the place. He's beating all the veterans in three-gun, and these are all young kids. And you knew this was going to happen, though, because now all these programs that are coming, these junior camps, and all the young, all the juniors get trained with all these pros, Todd Jarrett, Max Michelle, like I know when I was that. I mean, I can't remember when I was that young, but when I first got into it was around age 21, and I don't remember any of that stuff being available even at that time. So now they're getting all this pro training, and now they're coming in with a skill set way early. So now it's only training and getting better from there. I think we lost him.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Now they're frozen.
Yeah, connection's kind of wonky on this one. I don't know. I know I dropped and was able to reconnect really quick, and I know Dan's he'll probably come right back in.
Yeah, when you went out, he said, should we keep going? I said, yeah, he'll drop out and he'll come back. It'll be better.
Usually, if I'm lucky, that's what happens, because if I drop out, period, then usually the whole live broadcast goes down. So, but we knew this because we were supposed to have Shyanne and Dan on, I don't know, probably like 6 months ago, and Dan told me he did one of these interviews on Skype or something with another program, and they had some issues going in, so it didn't happen at that point. And now we finally try to put it together. I'm assuming it might be the same problem here. Hopefully, it doesn't go on for the entire show. But I might as well use this chance to get Dan back in to just plug Tactical Shit, their product spotlight. So 80% Glock lowers. These are build your own Glock lowers. Just the lower part of the Glock. It comes with the jig. It comes with everything you need, the drill bits. And they're coming in at a really affordable price. I think they're just like at around $150-ish for these over at shop.tacticalshit.com. I have code TSM10 to save you 10% off if you want an 80% Glock lower. Didn't say this earlier, but they have everything you can pretty much ask for over at Tactical Shit's website. So if you want from clothes to first aid kits to body armor, they have it all available there. Let me send Dan a message here real quick.
You want to do discount corner?
Yeah, you can start that off. Let me just make sure everything's all right with him.
So discount corner, we can get 10% off at carbonarms.us, and they have excellent shotgun caddies and all kinds of stuff. And actually right now I have a deal, so if you want to order some Carbon Arms shotgun caddies, I may have a little deal for you, so hit me up on Facebook and I can help you out with that. Also, Samson Manufacturing, you can get 10% off there with TSM10 also. That's the code for both Carbon Arms and Samson. TSM10 gets 10% off, and the Samson website is samson-mfg.com, and you can get scope mounts and AR-15 handguards, and all kinds of parts for AR-15s.
Are we back now?
Yeah, you're back. You're back. Yeah, so a little bit of wonky connection. I was out first, and you're out. But briefly to wrap this one up, we're gonna re-hit the discount corner now that we got Dan back. But that friendship Carbon Arms code is only good to the end of this month, so make sure you hit up Jen. And I'm telling you, it's a lot better than TSM10. A lot better than 10% off. So if you're catching this at past this month, then TSM10 is gonna have to defeat it. But definitely check that one out if you're interested in Carbon Arms stuff. I don't. Where were we at before everybody kind of dropped out? Do you remember?
Yeah, we were talking. I was giving you my background, and then we talked a little bit about everybody's noticing the uptick in interest in shooting sports amongst the juniors. I think the last thing you said was that like the juniors are just dominating free gun and everything else right now.
Yeah, they are, and you kind of touched on it a little bit, but we get this question a lot on the show, especially when we have juniors on the show. So, I mean, I think you're the perfect guy to ask. When is the right time to introduce your kid to firearms? I mean, when did you decide it was a good time? When were you comfortable with teaching Shy bring firearms?
Honestly, it's not an age issue. It's a maturity issue. As an instructor, I've been around grown adults that shouldn't touch a slingshot. I've seen kids like Shy and Katie Francis when she was younger, and so many I could name. Vanessa Aguilar, Sydney Rockwell, Cheyenne Dalton, Maddie Dalton, all these kids. They have to show the maturity and the discipline to be able to safely manipulate and handle the firearm, and always strictly adhere to the safety rules. Not doing things that are unsafe for themselves or other people. So it really isn't a chronological age; it's a maturity age. That's the best answer I can give.
Yeah, and how did the family take this when she got involved? Obviously, a young girl. I mean, I could see that being a concern possibly.
Honestly, no. Very supportive. Nobody really questioned it at all. It kind of, I think probably a few of them kind of, I want to say, maybe their attitude was like, oh, that's cute, or that's quaint, or oh, haha, it's a neat hobby. I don't think they really thought that it was going to turn into what it's turned into. But now that it has, they are absolutely, telling everybody, about their sister or niece or aunt in some cases, or granddaughter, or whatever the case may be, whatever the family relationship is. I don't think there's any of them that have had a negative reaction to it.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's. I know I can. It's like every time I talk, right? Every time I talk, this like bad audio kind of swings in. So Jen, you want to pick up? Your question was lined up next anyway. You want to pick that one up?
If I can get back to the show notes.
It's pretty much caliber and.
Oh yeah. Okay, so what caliber do you compete with, Shyanne? Since you're kind of little, and I remember when you got the Lady 3 gun when you were 9, the very, very first one, and you were just a little bitty thing. You still are not huge, but you were tiny then. So what did you? Yeah, 5 feet. So what did you shoot? What caliber did you have to go down in size and caliber to handle the recoil?
I pretty much did regular person depending on size. I shoot 12 gauge shotgun. I shoot 9mm. I shoot 22, and I also 5.6 and 2.30.
Don't look at me. Look at the camera.
So she didn't do any modifications. She just took it straight on.
Yeah. She started with a Glock 19 9mm when she was ready to make that jump to centerfire pistol. The ARs she started right off with centerfire ARs, and the 12 gauge. She had a 20 gauge. It just didn't work out real well, and because there's not a lot of matches that let you run a 20 gauge, We had an opportunity to pick up a Beretta 1301 and took advantage of it. She actually picked it up at the right before the Pro-Am and just kind of jumped into it.
No, we got the shotgun extension.
But it's funny, there's some pictures, and Jen will probably remember this, there's some pictures floating around from the Pro-Am. She was never unsafe with the 12 gauge, but the recoil at that time was actually lifting her lead foot off the ground.
Yep, I remember. She was getting pushed around just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I know a grown woman, grown man that are afraid of a 12 gauge to shoot it for the first time at least,
Yeah, no, it's funny. Nightline followed us down to the Pro-Am, and they came to our room after the first day. And if you look at the episode, they tried to make out that it was a big deal that she had this really big bruise on her arm from the shotgun. And what they didn't understand was that for her, in her mind, that was like a badge of honor. Like, I'm tough. I can, I'm 9 and I got beat up by this thing, and it doesn't bother me at all. This is cool.
Right. Yeah, I mean, this is impressive, man. I'm really blown away, and I'm upset. Like I didn't get as we took it. Like I said this in the pre-show. Pretty much everybody heard me only. But if you weren't tuning in, I happened to meet Shy at SHOT Show. We took a group photo, but I wasn't able to say much to her at all. I think I might have said hi, and then we all kind of dispersed. So the time, maybe next SHOT Show, maybe next NRA, we can, actually have a
NRA in
conversation.
Atlanta in the end of April, we'll hook up with you for sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna hit that one up since it's actually it's drivable for me.
Yeah.
So that one's definitely going to be. I'll definitely be at NRA next year. This one here might be a hard question for you, Shyanne, at such a young age. But where do you see yourself involved in shooting sports in 10 years from now? I mean, obviously you got middle school, high school coming up. There's kind of a lot of, progression and decisions that are going to be important coming up. Do you still see yourself shooting in 10 years from now?
Yes, I absolutely see myself shooting 10 years from now. But I don't really have an idea of what I'm going to do 10 years from now. Maybe.
It's kind of a tough question. You asked me that, and I'm kind of still thinking about it myself.
But,
Yeah. All right, so you still see yourself shooting that stuff, and obviously in 10 years from now, you're going to be way, way better. And probably be crushing everybody.
I'm going to work my butt off to try and get a national title for free gun.
You want a national title for gun?
Yes.
Wow. That's awesome. So you got to go through Jen. You got to go through Jen.
I'm lost.
Jen, you gotta beat Jen.
Oh, okay.
And Jana and Lena and Ashley and
Yeah. So I got to put the work in. So hopefully that laser system that you guys got coming in really benefits you. All right, man. I'm getting killed. That audio's really hurting me too, man, on my end. But Jen, I know you had one here. You had one up on the list coming up too. You want to hit that?
Yeah. Shyanne, what is your all-time favorite match?
My all-time, that's a hard one. I would have to say Speed on Steel with the 22 because the 22s are so much fun to shoot because they're so light and they can go so fast.
I have shot a lot. Not a lot.
Well, we have, I don't know, maybe, how many rounds?
oh, I don't know.
A lot.
I can't keep count.
A lot.
Yeah. Is it getting better?
I don't know. Now my audio's bad when I talk.
I'm gonna back out. If you can just take over the next couple of things, I'm gonna back out and try to come back because this is almost unwatchable with that audio.
He's gonna back out for a minute and see if it helps.
Yeah.
So, are you shooting mostly steel now, or are you doing a little bit of everything? Are you doing much 3-gun? What are you shooting the most now?
I'm doing a little bit of everything. I'm doing 3-gun, Speed on Steel, 22, pretty much everything.
Y'all must stay busy.
Yeah, well, it's tough too because we just relocated to Texas, so we're trying to find where all the local clubs are, what the local matches are. There's a USPSA and a steel match usually every weekend on both days.
So Saturday, I get USPSA match, and then Sunday, the right next day, back to back, is the 22 match.
So you can do both in one weekend. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And there's no such thing as bad trigger time, or too much trigger time, rather.
Yeah.
But I think we were both surprised that, for whatever reason, I really haven't put a finger to it. Three-gun is just not as popular in Texas as it seems to be in Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, that area. There's a good chance by the time she's ready to start high school, we may actually wind up in the Carolinas if she's going.
They freeze up again?
Yeah, I think they're frozen now.
Oh man, this is rough. And I think I just got the the audio's fixed on my end too. I think I fixed it as soon as they went out. Oh man, it hasn't been a show like this in a while. Whereas this much complications when we went live, but I kind of called this one. I think their connection, I think they're out in the sticks a little bit, so their connection is a little rough. But when we get them back here, I think the audio thing's worked out, so it might be. I'll at least be able to listen to it. At least the end half of it. You'll be able to. All right, so continue discount corner when they get in. I got Taran Tactical Innovations. We're going to start talking about them here when they come back. But TaranTacticalInnovations.com, TSM 10 saves you 10% off anything over at TaranTacticalInnovations.com. So base pad, Benelli M2s. If you want fancy Glock work done, stippling, sights, they kind of have it all over there. So definitely go check them out and use TSM 10 to save you 10% off. Also got Tactical. I got, what do I have here? TSM 10 saves you anything off Tactical. So that's mounts, universal optic mounts. So you don't have to mill a hole in your slide to put an optic on there and pretty much permanently affix it. You can swap through a variety of pistols with their one single mount. Also, we talked about them a little bit earlier. They have the rage compensator, so fully adjustable comp. TSM 10 is going to save you 10% off those items if you want them. Also, I got Dewey rods. That's DeweyRods.com. TSM 15 saves you 15% off anything over at Dewey rods. I believe that's still valid. All right, and let's mention it one more time. Shop.tacticalshit.com. TSM 10 saves you off your entire order over at Tactical Shit. And the newest one that I have here, Rand CLP, for any Rand CLP product. So that's the hog grease, the bore and bolt cleaner, or the actual Rand CLP. That'll be Mindset 16. Mindset 16 saves you 15% off everything over at randclp.com. Jen, anything you got on your end?
I already said my discounts, the Carbon Arms and the Samson Manufacturing.
Right. The Lansing Tactical, we have them coming on next month. I know that's a new rifle sponsor of yours, right?
It is, yeah. They'll be on, I think it's like the 14th or something. I can't remember. But yeah, they're going to come on next month and talk about their rifles.
And your rifle, again, is pretty fancy. It all has a nickel boron finish on it.
Yes, it's their LTE 42, and it is all nickel boron. The handguard, the upper and lower, everything is nickel boron. It's pretty and shiny.
Yeah, we got to talk about that because the only thing that I had that was nickel boron was a slide on a CCW pistol at the time that I had, and I found it a little slippery.
It hadn't been slippery. You know, the handguard has the key modded, so it's not. I haven't had any trouble with it being slick, but I could see if it was just solid, it might be.
Okay.
It might be slick.
Yeah, we're gonna hit that. We gotta talk about that there. Dan, you're back.
This is just a bad connection all around tonight.
Yeah, and I got the audio fixed though.
Ah, there we go.
Now we're sounding good.
We
and
sound
Nikki's
much
joining.
better.
He's probably gonna be like, dude, your audio is terrible. What's
Hi,
up, Nikki?
Hey, y'all.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us here. We need all the help here. It seems the connection's popping in. We're trying to make it.
We're having some issues, so I was like, well, I'm home early, so let me hop on here.
Yeah, hopefully it looks like it's going to work out from here on, though, hopefully. But I want to hit this one.
Now.
Yeah, we talked about Taran Tactical Innovations. We have a discount code TSM10, and I know Shy just picked up a new Combat Master Glock here recently. So, Shai, can you tell us about how excited you are about that Glock and how good is it shooting for you?
I can tell you that I'm very excited about it, and I actually only shot about 500 rounds through it so far, and I think it's a pretty cool gun, and I love it.
When did you get that thing? You got it like a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah, I got it a couple weeks ago, and I actually have it here behind me. It's given me a few blisters, but I like the grip on it. So
Making your hands stronger.
yeah, pretty much.
They're not blisters. Those are calluses.
Right.
Yeah. And the thing is, because the stippling is a little aggressive, because my TTI, when I first got it out the box, I found it a little bit more aggressive than I probably would have liked. But then it wears in over time perfectly, and you're not even gonna notice. You're not gonna notice it.
And I noticed right away when the first day we took it out to the range, she had always had this issue with hitting low and left at around 7 o'clock with her 19. And as soon as she put the first magazine through the 34, that all went away. And everything was centered, and it was just getting accustomed to the longer sight radius and the gun itself. And I think both of us are really confident that this is a huge step forward in her game as far as shooting goes with this 34. And we're both internally, super grateful to Taran for hooking her up with that. I know she was really excited to hear about that. And I think now the next goal is she wants that coveted blue jersey.
Yeah, what is it? The lightning bolts, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Nikki's still the only one that's not sponsored by Taran Tactics Innovations, it apparently appears. So Shai already got that deal going, and Nikki doesn't. So I just like to
years
throw that
older
one in
than
there.
her too.
What's that?
I'm like 18 years older than her too.
Yeah.
Like 2-3 times her age.
Yeah. Well, there it is. I mean, I have one coming. I do have a Taran Tactical Innovation pistol already, production pistol, but that was way before he came out with the Combat Master series. But I know Jen got hers early in a 17L. That's pretty wicked. And I know, Shai, you were shooting a Glock prior to getting the Combat Master. Do you notice a difference between the two right away?
Yes, a very big difference. The sight radius, like my dad said, is much longer. It's a lot easier to shoot, and pretty much everything is different about it. I couldn't even, there's so many things that are different about it, I couldn't name, we would be here all night naming different things.
Yeah, it's definitely lighter, definitely looks cooler, the grip stipple, the mag well on it,
Yep.
the awesome pink extended base pads that you have on there with your name engraved on it.
Please don't say pink, please.
Oh, man.
Please.
Yeah, it was messed up there. Yeah, I think it was, pink purple. I don't know, maybe.
See, now you got me messed up.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, so pink. I should know that because your whole jersey and the whole outfit was black and pink. So I know
Purple.
black and purple.
Black and purple.
Jeez,
Purple.
jeez, now I'm messing it up. Man.
Nobody likes pink, Anthony. Get it together.
Nobody not. Nobody. Yeah, apparently not.
He's colorblind.
Indeed, many things I can't read and I'm colorblind. Can't say anybody's last name. All right. But yeah, so we talked about the combat master. Like I said, I got a Glock 35 coming, man. It's gonna be sweet. I've been looking really forward to that, and I can't wait to get that. Should be here in a couple weeks, and we're gonna do some videos on that so you guys can see some in depth on that pistol. I pretty much told him like, dude, hook me up with that John Wick pistol, and he's like, all right. So
I want that John Wick pistol. That John Wick pistol is awesome.
I mean, I think it's the same one you got, really.
Mhm.
All he did was put John Wick's name on it.
Well,
So-
you got the old John Wick shotgun and AR at the
Yeah.
booth.
The AR was awesome.
Right.
And I got
Obviously, I think, what are you in middle school? You're middle school now, right? At the age of coming on 12.
Yeah.
13.
So,
Yeah.
what are the kids saying about this? So obviously they know that you probably shoot. So are the classmates? Are you super popular in school because of this?
Well, since this is a new state, I haven't gone to school yet. Actually, my first day is Monday. But last year, my school was very pro-gun and surprising because it's New Jersey. Usually that never happens. But my principal had both of my magazines signed and autographed, framed in his office, and I was known all around the school. And there was not one bad report except for this one kid, but he didn't really bother me that much.
So I'm sure it'll even. I'm sure in middle school, I remember when I was in that time, it's definitely. I think the popularity is definitely going to pick up. I think a lot of people aren't going to really believe that you do that, and once they probably already know that you do that, I would assume, but I'm sure that's going to really pick up, and that was good times. I remember that when I was going in middle school. That was some fun times.
Look what Nikki's got.
That reminded me I had to go get my signed copy. There it is.
Where'd you get that one from?
NRA. Yeah.
Oh, man, what booth were you at doing those?
She came. Where'd y'all see us at? Criterion Barrels, I think.
Yeah, and she was at Pro Shot and Blade Tech with Duncan McNaughton.
Yeah. I'll have one of those.
I got it.
I know we have one live here. Jen, what do you have?
Well, it's not exactly a question. It sort of is. Rondre wants to know, so Cheyenne, what have you been doing in dry fire practice? Just wondering. Nothing to do with our Steel Nationals rematch, 215 days, 8 hours, 34 minutes, and 4 seconds.
He took that first loss kind of rough.
Well, Rondre should know that I have a shipment from Laser Ammo that should be coming in a few days for laser training with my Glock and 22, and I will take him down in the next match.
I got a question for Rondre. How does it feel to get beat by a 12-year-old?
Yeah. And what is it, a 17-year-old or a 16-year-old? And
I would say I get his daughter beats me all the time, so I really have no room to talk. So I.
Yeah. I'm sure she can beat me too. Because I'm not much of a three-gunner myself. But what do we have here? Yeah, excuses, right? Let's roll those in. But any upcoming goals, events, projects, or matches that you guys have coming up?
Goals? Nothing much except to do my best.
And you said you wanted to win the three-gun. You wanted to win the national title in three-gun. That's one of them.
Oh yeah. Well, one of our goals is to. One of my goals is to. We thought it would be pretty cool if I had two champion. I don't know what to call it. Championships, like titles. I don't know.
Yeah.
Two titles in
two
two
different
different states. So I already have one in Jersey. It would be pretty cool if I had one in Texas.
Yeah, that's a good goal. Any events you guys got coming up, Dan?
No, I mean, like I said, we're still trying to identify the local clubs and where the matches are and what they are. So it's nothing real high profile, and probably won't be until after the first of the year, with the Smith & Wesson Nationals in Georgia in March, and then I believe the Texas NSSF Rimfire Championships is in April. And then, of course, the NRA convention is in April also. So I don't know that we're going to be doing a lot. We might try to, if it hasn't already passed, make it up to the Texas Multi-Gun Championships at Marble Falls. I'm not sure if we missed that yet this year or not. If we haven't, we'll try to get up there. Other than that, we're just going to keep hitting the local clubs within a reasonable driving distance. I know we found a club about a half-hour away that runs a carbine match once a month, which... for those that don't know, it's basically USPSA with an AR-15, which was kind of neat. And like I said to Jen earlier, when you had your technical difficulties, there's no such thing as too much trigger time. So we'll shoot as much as we can.
Yeah, and I talked to we had a couple shooters here from Texas, and that's a great state for actually major three-gun matches. I know there's I don't know if there's four, maybe even more than four majors in that stadium, right?
Yeah, but that state is huge.
Yeah. So, I mean, you almost
Yeah,
only...
and that's the thing, though. They have the major ones, but we're not finding clubs that have a regular monthly match like you see in South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, stuff like that.
Interesting. So this is a recent move for you guys, too.
We've only been here 5 weeks.
Oh, right on.
It did not feel like 5 weeks.
Yeah, she's on top of it, right? She makes sure you're saying everything spot on. All right, we're gonna jump into the lightning round here. This is a fun segment here. Just one or the other, kind of silly questions, but we seem to have a lot of fun with these. So, Cheyenne, toilet paper roll. Is the flap over the top or is it underneath the roll?
It's over top.
That was pretty
You've
confident.
been trained well. You've been trained well. Yeah.
Weird question.
Yeah. If you can shoot a 3-gun match in a battle belt or a tactical vest, which one would you choose?
Tactical vest.
Interesting. That's because a battle belt is like a 3-gun belt. You can still attach all this stuff in there.
Well, we were playing a game. I forget what it's called, but it was just a fun game because we had babysitter over, and I used my dog's service vest as a tactical vest. Like.
Oh my god.
There you go. You have experience with the tactical vest. It works. There you go.
Oh,
All right. Dan, if you can only watch one, Shy, if you can only watch one of these, is it MMA or boxing?
MMA.
MMA all the way.
Yeah, we got Nate Diaz McGregor 202 coming this Saturday. Big deal.
Yeah, we're both big UFC fans.
Right on. Yeah, I'll be watching. Chevy or Ford, if you could only drive one.
Ford.
Oh.
Ford.
I grew up a Chevy kid. My first car was a 67 Chevy Camaro when I was 17 years old, but now I have an Expedition and I've got a Ranger with a 400 horse 302 in it. So
Ford, go Ford.
There you go.
Yeah, Ford. Woo!
Yeah, I lose this one. I'm actually going to probably get a Chevy probably tomorrow.
Boo.
So we'll see.
I was just looking at grills for my car. A new grill.
Yeah. I saw you. I went to Ford. Nice cars, but
We have a Toyota truck.
those are nice. All right, Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris get into a fight in their prime. Who do you have winning?
Huh?
ooh, boy, that's a good one.
Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris get into a fight. Who do you have winning?
She probably doesn't even know who Bruce Lee or Chuck Norris are.
No, she's actually seen not Enter the Dragon, the Bruce Lee story.
All right.
Wow, that's tough because they both went up against each other in Enter the Dragon, didn't they? If my memory is correct.
Yeah, they did, but that was a movie, so Bruce is not going to lose in his own movie.
I think I gotta go with Bruce. I really do. Sorry,
Yeah.
Chuck.
Yeah, that's where I'm at on this because just mystical, you know what I mean? It catching bullets with the teeth, the whole speed thing. The dude was super in shape.
He's so fast.
Yeah.
And he was super. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean a guy that can hit ping pong balls with nunchucks. Yeah.
But y'all, Chuck Norris has all the Pokemon on a touch tone phone.
Yeah. Chuck Norris catches Pokemon on his home phone, his landline.
I wish y'all could see my dog.
You're not into the Pokemon game, are you, Shy?
Yes.
You are?
I'm on level 15.
So, Nikki's into that game. I refuse to download it.
I haven't played in like 3 weeks.
Mine's been
trying to
locking
do
me out, so I just started today. I just got back on it today.
Right on. And I think we got one more here. Last one here. I know you have one in Texas, but you guys probably haven't had. I know there's not one in New Jersey, but In-N-Out Burger or Five Guys. If you can eat one at one of these places, which one are you choosing?
We do have Five Guys in New Jersey. Not bad. We didn't have In-N-Out, and we haven't been to one here yet. We did try Whataburger.
I would say In-N-Out.
Yeah, there is one in Vegas, really close. And I know there's one in Texas. I don't know if there's a big chain of them in Texas, but I know there is one.
Yeah, no, there is one. I just passed one earlier today on my lunch break around the corner from my construction site. I just didn't stop in there today, but we did do Whataburger as soon as we got in the state.
Yeah, a lot of people say that one's good. All right, that'll do it for Discount Corner. I think we're good with that.
You did not ask the important questions, did you?
Which
No,
one?
you
The
didn't.
Thin Mints?
Look, we got
And the Oreos. There's two questions that really matter, and you didn't ask either one.
two cookie.
All right, ask them.
You're fired from Lightning Round.
Yeah,
So-
you can take it.
Cheyenne,
That's where Curry.
Thin Mints or Samoas?
Thin Mints, all the way. I used to sell them. Thin Mints are awesome.
Yes, they are. You are a smart girl. And the other question is Oreos or Chips Ahoy?
Oh, I like both. But what type of chips are chewy or the crunchy?
Not the chewy ones. Those things are disgusting. I'm talking about the ones with the M&Ms in them too.
I would have to go Oreo.
Yeah, Oreo. Yep, me and you can eat cookies any day, girl.
Okay.
Oreos and Thin Mints.
No.
You know, Jen, they now have seen limited edition Thin Mint Oreos, best of both worlds.
Oh,
Oh God, don't tell me that.
Oh, yeah?
I've seen them out there. I heard about them.
When I'm like 300 pounds, I'm going to totally blame you, Dan. I'm going to Facebook you and be like, look what you did.
There's birthday cake Oreos. There's Thin Mint Oreos. They have all kinds of limited flavors
there's
now.
apple cinnamon Oreo.
I don't know if I want no apples in my Oreos.
We don't need to be putting fruit in my cookies.
No, that's a little weird. That's pushing it. That's crossing the line there. I can't do
Yeah,
that.
there's things that you can cross the line where it doesn't belong on a cookie.
Videos.
There you go. Are we good? We have any live here? We haven't checked up on it. At least I haven't.
None on my end.
I haven't looked at anything. I have
Yeah,
nothing.
I appreciate people hanging around in the show too. I see we still got some viewers here. I know it was really tough to watch probably in the beginning with some audio issues and some dropouts between me and Dan.
I was on the mobile YouTubes watching, and on the mobile YouTubes on your phone, there is no place to ask questions on YouTube.
Yeah, I don't think there is on there.
I clicked every little button that was around there. I got nothing.
Yeah, you got to watch it on your laptop direct from the YouTube, and it'll work. But that's why I always say just head over to Shooter's Mindset Facebook page, plug it in the comments. Is the most convenient way to do it. All right. We usually don't brush on political topics here, but I recently seen you, Dan, in a variety of news programs, and obviously I've seen a little bit of some back and forth conversation. We won't say the commentators, but your thoughts. Your thoughts on some of these laws that are being passed in California and some other states. I mean, I saw Kim Rode, who's, 6-time Olympic gold medalist now, saying that they're pretty much taking away competition shooting sports in the state of California with all these laws. So what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, that was one of there were two major factors in us moving and fleeing, and fleeing is the right word, fleeing New Jersey. I'm a single dad. I have Shyanne, her brother, full-time. New Jersey is one of the most expensive states in the country to live in, and I just couldn't do it anymore and provide any kind of a life that we wanted to have. On top of that, the other thing that made it very easy was New Jersey's gun laws. They are never satisfied. They're always trying to do more. We came close to having an issue when she first started competitive shooting where they were wanting to pass a 10-round magazine limit, which would have effectively ended any kind of 3-gun for her before she even got started. And I know there's more on the horizon. They've made that quite clear. I'm confident I know that the next governor of New Jersey is going to be very anti-gun. I know who it's going to be. And I wasn't going to continue to let an ignorant, uneducated legislature dictate our rights or her ability to pursue her dreams. So that was a no-brainer. It was okay. We're out of here. We're going to a gun-friendly state. And Kim is exactly right. They're doing everything they can to kind of just kill any interest or ability to compete. There's a bill been proposed right now called the HEART Act, Help Ending Assault Rifle Tragedies or something. And it's related to that girl that had the accident at the range in Arizona a few years ago.
With the Uzi? With
the Uzi, yeah. And they're doing the typical anti-gun bait and switch. It's being pitched to the public as an age limit of 16 or older for full automatic, which I don't necessarily have a problem with full auto stuff, having certain rules applied to it. But if you read the language of the bill, it actually would kill all junior competitive shooting of any kind, because it actually says semi-automatic firearms also. So your junior hunting in states that allow hunting with semi-automatic shotguns goes out the window. The Scholastic Shooting Sports Foundation goes out the window. Junior 3-gun, junior USPSA, Junior Rimfire Challenge. If this bill gets through Congress, it would effectively end any junior competitive shooting sports across the country.
Right, and that's in CA and New Jersey, right? Or is this CA law?
No, it's sponsored by a guy from Connecticut and one from Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, and the thing is that I don't know how. I mean, California, I really enjoy the state, actually. It's a nice state. There's a lot of good shooting out there, the mountains, the desert. There's a lot of good opportunities out there, and unfortunately that's being kind of taken away here.
Yeah, I agree with you. I was there when I was a teenager. We went into San Francisco and took a week and a half and drove all the way down the coast. It was beautiful. And then all the way to San Diego. I had a great time. There's a lot of things I like about it myself. But I just made a decision economically. I'm not going to support any of these states with a dime of my money, and that's just how I feel about it. And they're not solving the problem that they purport to be trying to solve. L.A. County or Los Angeles County, I forget which, recently banned all so-called large capacity magazines, and there was an amnesty period for you to turn them in without penalty, and not one was turned in. Not one.
Wow. Yeah, have you guys been, Jen, I know you've been keeping up hardcore with the Olympics. Did you watch the trap and skeet stuff in the Olympics?
I didn't because, they don't put those on prime time, and I have a job.
On the TV. You would have to watch them online.
Thank you, because Shy and I watched Kim in London in 2012, and I was very disappointed and upset, and so was she, when we tried to watch it this year, and it wasn't on TV.
Wow.
Everybody at my work kept asking, did you see that girl with the air rifle, or did you see any of the shotgun? No, I didn't, because it's not on TV.
Uh-huh.
You would have had to have watched it live stream from the website, the NBC website, in order to watch it at the time, during the time period that it was going on in Brazil, which I think is only an hour or two off.
Right.
But you would have had to catch it live.
Oh, wow, I didn't even know this because I don't watch a lot of TV. I always catch things on a rerun. So I see these things after that, and I watch some things with Kim Road and stuff like that. But I didn't know it totally wasn't even on air. I didn't even know that. I thought maybe they didn't just cover it enough.
Yeah, there's a lot of sports that don't make it on, like synchronized swimming. I haven't seen that yet. A lot of the equestrian stuff I haven't seen. It's the more popular stuff like racing, like swimming, track and field,
right.
Gymnastics.
It has to be a major sport so that when they win a major gold medal versus just the minor ones.
Dude, I saw major sport. I've been seeing. I don't
You
even
didn't
know
hear
some
that?
of these. Well, I didn't even know some of these sports existed when I did catch it. Some dude.
Well,
was hitting,
the girl
ball
won
with
the
little feathery
first
things on it, and they're like hitting it with a little racket. I'm like, dude, really? That's on TV?
badminton. Anthony, where have you been your whole life?
I know.
Badminton.
I mean, I had those things when I was little, but I don't know. I guess I'm just not interested in that sport like at all. Like,
actually, there should be rhythmic gymnastics also, which they didn't.
Rhythmic.
But did you hear when they said that about the so the girl won the first gold medal of the games of Rio, period, not just U.S. First gold medal.
Right.
And then like the next day or a couple days later when Katie Ledecky won, who is amazing, they posted all over the New York Times and everything that Katie Ledecky wins the first major gold medal of the games. And everybody was like, what? So then they changed the name of the headline to just say that she won a gold medal. But, yeah, first major, because shooting a rifle is not major.
They will never miss any opportunity, no matter how petty, to try to take a dig.
yeah. I mean,
Drives me crazy.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we can keep going on this topic, but I think because we can definitely keep going on this stuff. And I reached out to some of the young lady who won the rifle competition, and I'm gonna try to get Kim Road on the show, but I know right now it's obviously not a good time. They're probably still involved in that, so it'll probably be later down the line. But I definitely would like to talk to both of them, not only about this topic, but about their game and their training and their prep. The only Olympians that we had on here were Lenny and Tracy, the twins, by athletes.
They're Winter Olympics. right?
Yeah, they were winter. Yeah,
Biathlon, right?
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah,
biathlon.
biathlon. Hmm.
Yeah, but they're training. Just hearing their story on training, it's nuts. I mean, there is no life. That their life was training for that game.
Yep.
It was
Oh, yeah.
pretty intense. So
And
and
I want to see you have a studio at NRA in Georgia.
that's a studio.
On the floor. You need to be doing the show from the floor at the convention in Georgia.
Like
Yeah.
camera
We can work that. We can work that out. I did something live from SHOT Show this year from the Rise Armament booth, but it was like a Facebook Live thing. But I can, if I really bring some equipment, I can definitely set that up at probably a sponsor's booth or something and have a time in there.
There you
Hey,
go.
do me a favor though, Anthony.
What's that?
Bring your phone charger and so you don't steal mine.
Oh yeah. I forgot a lot of things. I'm known for this stuff. I forget
He's
key
like,
things.
Shyanne, I forgot my phone charger at the hotel, so like, give me yours. I was like,
Yeah, I knew she had an iPhone at the time, and I go through it
Okay.
because I feel phones are so advanced nowadays that you almost don't need a $3,000 camera for a booth video or a product spotlight at SHOT Show. You can I just do it right here. This is the deal, right there. But
later that afternoon, I'm like texting him, where are you? I need my charger. I have got to charge my phone.
Yeah, Nikki, you got anything on your end?
Nothing, just I don't even know what to talk about. Olympics are making me frustrated. Women's volleyball lost. They're playing for bronze tonight.
I'm trying out for volleyball.
What'd you say?
I'm trying out for volleyball on Tuesday.
You should. You should do that.
Yeah.
Even though I have cheer, dance, shooting.
Get rid of cheerleading. You don't need that. Why be an athletic supporter when you can be an athlete?
Ooh.
I am an athlete. Cheerleaders are an athlete.
No, they're not. Actually, in Title IX in college, they're not considered a sport because they don't have like one national title.
I think Nikki's got you.
Well, this is like,
there's cheerleading competitions though.
yeah, but they have so many governing bodies that there's not one national championship. Unlike the NCAA that has like the national championship. Cheerleading.
There's cake baking competitions. That doesn't make it a sport.
Very true.
You know, so that's why the NCAA does not qualify it for Title IX for even male and female sports because it's not technically a sport.
Right.
Right.
So
All right,
I
you're
feel
pretty
like
good.
I'm okay with cheerleading, but like when I coach volleyball, I don't even let girls wear bows in their hairs to play volleyball. If you want to wear a bow in your hair, you can sit on the bench and cheer like a cheerleader, but you'll be sitting on the bench and not playing. So that's just how I do. I'm a mean coach, though. I'm a lot nicer person than I am volleyball coach.
Yeah. All right, Dan, Shy. If anybody wants to reach you guys, where's a good place to find you?
On her Shy's Facebook fan page, of course.
YouTube.
She has a YouTube channel. She has a Twitter account. I run it mostly just because we get so much harassment from the antis. A lot of the stuff, unfortunately, these people act like children and say things that are not appropriate for a 12-year-old to see. So I run it for the most part, but if I preview things, occasionally she'll sit down next to me and we'll go through it together so she can interact with people. But yeah, Facebook fan page, Twitter, at TomboyDiva that's on Twitter, SteelShooter04 at gmail.com for Facebook. And those are pretty much, and YouTube channel, yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll have all those down linked if you guys just want a direct link to go check out Shy's page if you haven't liked it yet or follow it. We'll have that available in the description.
How much monitoring of the Facebook do you have to do? Like, when you were in an anti-gun state, did you get a lot more anti-gunners?
No, I wouldn't say that at all. Because of social media goes everywhere. It just, we got a lot of grief from the Coalition to Stop Gun Violence. All those people are unhinged lunatics anyway. If I relayed some of the things that they said to us or sent messages to her fan page, you would be appalled. I mean, some of the most vile, disgusting things.
Now, were the messages that as though they were directing them to her, or did they know that you were an adult?
No, they were both.
Okay.
They were both. It got to the point, actually, during the pre-show, Anthony got a glimpse of her German Shepherd. A fan of hers and a friend of mine is a former canine officer and raises and breeds shepherds for protection work and canine work in Long Island. And he caught wind of it and said, "You're getting one of my dogs." Because they were so unhinged. And, you know, even Heath, I'm sure, would say 98% of them are just talking out of their ass. They're not really serious. They're not a threat. But I can't take that chance with my children. So she's got a German Shepherd that's going through canine training right now, just in case I want to run to the store for a few minutes. You know, at 12 years old, she can stay home by herself for 10 minutes, half an hour or so. But some of them are really out there with the comments, and it wasn't directed just at me, unfortunately. They were directed at her, too.
I'll never understand. You know, we all get the haters. I'll never understand why they want to mess with people that shoot all the time and shoot well.
It was, I mean, they would say...
It wouldn't be a smart move.
They would say things like, "I hope the gun blows up in her face." That's
it's internet gangsters. You know what I mean? It's just
I know.
Keyboard commandos.
Yeah, they won't say that in front of Dan. You know what I mean? It's just it's not something that's going to happen. So that's why they do it. And we've done this show for a few years now, 3 years now, and I've never had negative comments that I can remember until I had Katie Francis on. At the time, we had Katie on.
Right.
And she was very young at the time too. I don't know. I don't remember her exact age. But in the Q&A, obviously Q&A has to go through us. So if we see something, we obviously won't say it live. But some of the comments in there, I guess she was majorly trolled when she got on social media at the time, and when she came on the show. That really, I've seen these comments come in, and this is like a 13, 14-year-old girl at the time or whatever she was. And these comments were coming in, so I've seen this stuff happen. Like, people just don't care.
That's what blows my mind is you're directing it at a child.
Yeah.
They're children. Saying stuff like threatening like that, like I hope your gun blows up in your face, to a child.
Yeah.
I mean, that just...
It's mind-blowing.
Blows my mind. They're children.
Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah, even I think actually when I shared the post on the Shooter's Mindset, it's got a lot of positive response. I had one guy that said, "Yikes." I don't know what that meant, but
Well, the funny thing that we found out, especially with the maniacs from CSGV, I mean, they were some of the most vicious, brutal comments that I've ever seen. But it actually blew up in their faces because that went viral so quickly that within 2 weeks she had gained another 2,000 fans on her fan page. So they think that they're, I don't know what they're thinking by saying this nasty stuff, but it doesn't intimidate her or me at all. We both laugh at them. And all it really winds up doing is getting more attention and more fans.
So bring it on. You're helping us.
Right. I got a couple that actually are in the YouTube comments. This one's from Blind Shooter here. He says, where is it? I'm sorry. He's got a couple in there. So I'm scrolling through these questions. Did Dan ever go to the New Jersey SafeCon?
Yeah, we went last year when it was in Millville.
So you did attend that. Hold on, let me open up some of these comments. I usually not able to see them, but yeah, there's a bunch in here actually. Let me see here.
Probably because that's the only place they can find where to put them.
Yeah, my 6-year-old daughter Samantha just wants to say a quick hello and wishes Shyanne the best. This is from Gunslinger 001. Anthony, your mic has a lot of background static. Just saying.
Hi, Samantha.
Good Lord! Wow.
We're learning.
This is from a Blind Shooter here. He says, as a gun owner in New York City who shoots at the gun for hire in New Jersey, wants to thank the Roberts family for allowing their daughter to open the eyes to shooting and allowing their daughter to speak for gun rights for all of us.
Yeah, Gun for Hire in New Jersey was one of her first major sponsors. He's right outside of Manhattan. And because the gun laws in New York City are so bad, he is usually swamped. His range is unbelievable. If you're ever up there, I strongly suggest you check it out. It's in Woodland Park, New Jersey. It's amazing. He's got a ton of people coming in there that can't even touch a gun in New York City, and he was one of Shy's first major sponsors.
Yeah, good stuff. I mean, I've been there. I have a lot of family up there. When I went up there recently, probably a couple of years ago, I was shooting a match up in New Hampshire, happened to go down to NYC. Just a weird feeling. It was, even though I was born in that state.
Yeah.
Obviously I wanted to visit some family, take a look at some of the big lights, Times Square, all the touristy stuff. The most uncomfortable I've ever been. At least the most uncomfortable feeling I've ever been in that state.
Yep.
So, but it is what it is.
I was born in Pittsburgh, and I've been downtown Pittsburgh and everything, but I have no desire to go to New York.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess some people, it's the thing to go. I don't know. For some reason, for me, I'm just not.
Yeah, it was more the family thing for me, and doing the touristy things as a bonus.
Oh, gotcha.
In a sense, yeah, because if it wasn't for me not seeing family members in a long time, I wouldn't have stepped foot. So, but it is what
it doesn't have a beach. I really don't want to spend the money to go do it.
Right. And it's not cheap neither. I mean, NYC is big bucks, man. It's an expensive trip. I'll say that. So, all right, here I think we can run this one down if we're all good on Q&A. Jen, are we good? We good on that stuff?
Oh, I thought you had a whole bunch of questions lined up.
We got them.
No, I meant from the comments.
Well, I just threw them all out there. They weren't all questions. They were more just like compliments and saying thanks.
Okay. Gotcha.
So I got those out. Appreciate you guys throwing them in and letting me know my audio sucked. So it was apparently on my end the whole time. I was able to fix it on the fly. We still had some connection issues, so I appreciate you guys hanging in there and watching the show. Hopefully when the show renders, it won't be as bad. Usually the audio tends to fix when we're off the live air show when it actually uploads to YouTube. So hopefully it won't be bad, but we can always bring Shyanne back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, yeah. So we can get, if you guys had any questions or the show happens to be that bad, I know Dan pretty well, so we can get it right back in here.
Sure, absolutely.
And do it the right way. All right. So we'll wrap this one up here. Jen, we'll start off with you. Shout-outs if you have them. Let them go.
All right. As always, Lansing Tactical, Load Up Ammunition, Sharpshooters of Augusta, Shooters of Augusta, Taran Tactical Innovations, Grizzly Targets, Carbon Arms, Lucas Oil, Vortex, Blade Tech, TacticalLife.net, and Samson Manufacturing. So those, and Zero Tolerance Knives, I'm going to shout out to them again because I still love my knife. But I am going to do a big shout out to Drag Boat Racing. I'm having trouble speaking because a friend of mine that drives the boat for the Spirit of Texas had a horrible crash this weekend at Marble Falls, Texas at the race, crossing the finish line going 260 miles an hour, and he is now in ICU on the ventilator with cervical fractures and facial fractures and bleeding on his brain. So everyone please pray for him. His name is Scott Lumbert, and his wife is Lynn, and so please pray for them and the whole Spirit of Texas family because they're all really distraught this week.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and I saw you post that picture. I didn't know who the guy was. I didn't read the post, but that was the guy that you saw, and he actually won the race, and now he had an accident.
Yeah, the one that I hung with all day in the pit, and watched him race and break world records, and so he was at another competition in Texas and crashed. The water was really choppy in some of the videos that they showed for that day, so I don't know exactly what happened, if something happened with that, but at 260 miles an hour, one thing can
chop. Yeah, you get one chop, and yeah, even on a fishing boat, the chop gets like that, and you're going almost 45 miles an hour. The chop will tip the boat. So
yeah, so it was bad. So
yeah. All right, good shout-outs on that too, and we'll definitely, I don't know if they got anything set up, but if they do, we'll definitely share it on that topic if they do.
Okay.
On the Shooter's Mindset. All right, so Nikki, shout-outs on your end.
I'm going to try to go quick. I'm also going to throw in my discount corner stuff because I was late and missed that party. So I'm going to shout out Criteria on barrels. If you're interested in getting a barrel for your new rifle build, hit me or Heath up on Facebook or our Team Clevenger shooting page on Facebook. We get you a 15% off discount code. We just want to make sure we get you the right barrel for your build. American Defense Manufacturing, check them out online. You can buy anything and get a 10% off if you use 3GUN10, the number 3, the word gun, and the number 10. It just does not apply for their mount and scope packages where you can get the scope and the mount together, or their light and mount packages. But everything else you can get 10% off. Eagle Imports, Pure Gold Shotgun Chokes, the official choke of 3Gun Nation. Stage 0 Shooting Supply. You can hit up Donnie at Stage 0 Shooting Supply for all your 3-gun needs. He also has, can order the SPS in 9mm, the SPS Pantera in 9mm. So go ahead and get your order in for one of those from him, because as soon as he gets them into the States, they sell quickly. Also want to shout out the Outdoor Shop, my local gun shop, Shop Local. If you don't have a local gun shop, you can check mine out at theoutdoorshop.rocks. Shout out Safariland. True Spec, as always, giving me a little bit more enjoyment at my matches when my husband's got some of them pants on. Big shout out to Techwear and Zero Tolerance Knives also, because I am still in love with my knife from Zero Tolerance. I never knew I liked knives until I had a Zero Tolerance knife, and now I can't get enough of it. So.
Yeah, and they're a huge supporter of shooting sports. You don't see knife companies really diving into shooting sports and sponsoring matches and stuff like that. So big shout out to them. Support those companies who support the game. And I would definitely purchase.
Y'all can just think about us. We are traveling to Kentucky tomorrow, and I have to finish packing. So we are headed to the Brownells Pro-Am in Kentucky in the Rock Castle Shooting Center. So Team Clevenger will be up there. If any of y'all who are watching are up there and want to try any of our equipment, our SPSs, anything like that, we'd love to get your hand on some of our gear. We're definitely willing to share with you guys, so come find us.
Excellent. Good luck at the match. Dan, do you have any shout-outs? Shout-outs. And he froze at the perfect time. This is awesome. All right.
I need to add one more. I need to add Red Hill Tactical.
There we go. Red Hill Tactical.
Retention holster, so your gun doesn't fall out while you're running. I'm looking forward to using mine in Kentucky this weekend, because there's going to be a lot of moving and grooving in that match. So.
All right, I got some shout-outs. So I guess we could just hit mine in the meantime here. I just wanted to bring one out. I don't know if the lighting is going to be good, but these are the S3F solutions that we have at theshootersmindset.com in the shop. So if you have a Glock 19, dude, sexiness right here. It's gold. It's fluted. It's all the cool kids have them. You should. I mean, and they're match grade. Really, looks aside, they're really they're going to improve accuracy. And man, I don't have one. I opted for the black nitride version that was fluted. But after seeing one in person, I think I'm going to get a gold one for myself. So definitely check out theshootersmindset.com.
Chris, I want a 17 long one. Do a 17 long, please.
Yeah, if you want a 17 long one, that's it.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I mean, they take a little bit. I know they just pumped out the Glock 35. So for those of you guys shooting 40, major, minor, they got a Glock 35 stainless fluted barrel also. Shout out, definitely subscribe to the channel right below this video. You can see the subscribe button. Hit that every Wednesday at 9. We do a new episode of the Shooter's Mindset. New great guest. We got a giveaway coming shortly here for the website. We haven't done a giveaway in a long time, so this is going to be a pretty big giveaway. I know Dustin's massive giveaway I think is about up, so we're bringing ours out now.
It's about time. His birthday's over.
Yeah. So he gave away a lot of great things. So if you missed that, you're going to have an opportunity to get some when I announce ours. Tactical Shit, definitely check out shop.tacticalshit.com. Next time you're shopping around, big supporter of shooting sports, so definitely consider them. If you want to email me, theshootersmindset@gmail.com is a good way to get in contact with me. Definitely want to give a shout out to Gear Nation USA, local apparel company here close to me in Florida. They do fantastic. I mean, these aren't cheap shirts. They really put on some high quality shirts. I have some available on theshootersmindset.com. But I mean, look at this. There's a lot of art that goes into this shirt. So 5.56 American flag in there. You got a soldier. very done, excellent shirts. Go check them out. I'll have their Facebook page posted below if you want to go visit them on Facebook too. What do I have? Nate Square Tactical for your concealed carry holster needs. They make probably one of the most comfortable holsters that I've worn personally. Definitely check out natesquaretactical.com. And DK Custom Triggers. All right, if you need a fantastic drop-in Glock trigger or custom Glock trigger to go along with your S3F Solutions barrel, DK Custom Triggers. That's GlockCustomTriggers.com, or you can visit them on Facebook at DK Custom Triggers. All right, Hope and Dan, I have tons of my shout-outs. Is Dan back? Yeah, Dan, you're back.
Yep, we're back.
Shout-outs on your end. What do you guys have?
Okay, so we have Trijicon for all your scopes and sights. You have Taxol for all your guns.
22.
Like 22 guns, rifles and pistols. And you have Blade Tech for your holsters and belts. You have Radiance for your hearing protection.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, all right, you guys still in there? Nikki, you're with us? I think you dropped out again. All right. Then we're gonna have to. I got some more shout-outs. I don't want to cut them on the shout-outs, but it seems like they take a little while to get back. So, and we're definitely gonna have all Shy's sponsors down in the description box below. So if you're curious, Trijicon and Blade Tech and all of her great sponsors that help support her throughout the matches, definitely go check them out. More importantly, if you want more information, check out Shy on Facebook. She has a competition shooting Facebook athlete kind of page, whatever you want to call it, so you can keep up to date with her there. We're going to definitely bring her back on the show since we had some technical difficulties throughout the entire show today. So look forward to that. We'll make sure the announcement, maybe we can get a better connection on Dan's end and my end for that one. And that'll do it. I think that'll wrap it up for 148 of the Shooter's Mindset Show. Jen, Nikki, thanks for joining us here. Guys, thanks for hanging in there. And we'll see you next Wednesday.
Bye, all.